All right. Hey guys, it's Ashley here from the Unplanned Mom School podcast. Oh my goodness, I've got so much to chat about with you today. This one is going to be a super short episode. I just want to dive in and kind of talk about excuses. An excuse is nothing but a challenge that you're just giving power to it. So I want to dive in, talk about how to stop having these excuses to interrupt the progress that you're trying to make in your life. So stay tuned. Let's dive in. Do you want to live a beautiful life that reflects the truth of who you are? Be bold and courageous as you step into your heartfelt desires. How does trusting yourself fully and connecting with your soul's purpose sound? The Unplanned Mom podcast is a potent mix of real life stories, practical spiritual teachings, and a community to help guide you for eternity. This is the place for inspiration with down-to-earth tools to help you pivot and continue to live your best life beyond your wildest dreams. Here we honor your deepest, authentic truth, embrace motherhood, talk all things money, mindset, and most importantly, miracles. So are you ready to say yes to all of this? If so, then let's dive in. I'm your host, Ashley Bush, and I have been praying for you, and I cannot wait to get to know you better. Let's go. Okay, so excited to have you guys back. Yeah, so I want to keep this a short episode. I, for some reason, want to chat about excuses because we all have them. Life can be going along pretty good. Life can get pretty stressful. No matter what, we always have some sort of excuse going on in our mind. Something's really challenging. We're too tired. We don't want to make the effort to maybe go to the gym, track our food, take some extra time, read our Bibles, do something that makes us feel good. I think a lot of that stems from just some guilt, maybe some unresolved trauma, at least maybe in my experience. But, I want to just kind of talk about how to acknowledge these excuses and how our thoughts and our emotions, they're kind of the catapult, so they dictate a lot of things, but they can be used in a very good way and a very healthy way. And then also sometimes they're not good and not helping us and being productive with our lives. So there's a lot of things that go into making positive changes into our life. We need to have a healthy and good belief system. We have to be really clear on our intentions, focus. I think faith plays a big part in all of this. Decisive action, gratitude. These are the things that I'm just going to kind of dive into. So I'm really going to kind of focus on those first 5 that I just mentioned and talk about how to quickly just pivot in your life, or maybe just kind of stop you dead in your tracks so that you get done with making these excuses in your mind. So that first one that I mentioned is belief. So where is your belief system right now, just in terms of how big the problem is or how far you need to go? Because I can tell you, I've got some pretty big and lofty goals. And so if you haven't listened to one of my earlier episodes, I think it might've been 2. I'll make sure I have it linked right in the show notes, but, setting our intentions and having a belief for a greater goal in our life is really key. And so I'm all about breaking things down in baby steps. And so for me, what that's looked like, and right now, I'll be honest, I'm in the same kind of lull in my life where I'm just having to bring it back to the basics, because my belief is I've lost so much weight. I was so strong. I was so fit and feeling really, really good. And so I feel like I should just be able to dive right back in and be at that exact same level is my belief, when really, as I get more clear, which is our second point, my belief is that I'm going to fail again. And so I just have to set myself up for success in terms of just making smaller baby steps to get to where I want to go, that bigger goal. So I think that kind of rolls into that next point, which is just clarity. So rolling into what is it that you exactly need to do? So I'm very old school in the sense that I love a pen and paper and kind of draw. I love to draw and map things out, write. I'm a big, firm believer in writing things down. There's something magical that goes on in our brain. And I don't want to dive into all of the, scientific facts and the reasons behind it, but I can tell you that there's a lot of people other than me that are going to tell you to get a pen and paper and write down what it is that you want. So just start small, but, maybe it is a weight loss goal. Maybe it's a education goal or a work goal. When you start writing these things down, just start allowing yourself to just free fall. Like maybe you start with the dreams that you have in your brain, or if you're very clear on what goal that you have in your life, start writing it down. Write down make a list of everything that you have to do to achieve that goal. And then start looking at that list, looking at a calendar and setting realistic expectations to make those baby steps to just really to get to where you want to go. And so my downfall at times is I can underestimate how much time it will take me to achieve something. I don't know about you, but I wish I could, have 1,000 followers on my TikTok channel by the end of the year. Just hit the 100 mark. So again, launched the channel back in the summer at 100, going slow, going steady. And just, from a business perspective, that's my goal and my strategy. So I'm working on my video content, looking at things. So I've kind of backed up my goal. I still have it, but I'm trying to get a little more methodical and in my content strategy to really get to the 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I got about 8-ish weeks to go, but I am determined. So we'll see. 900 more people. Go follow on my TikTok channel if you haven't yet. Unplanned Mom School. But anyways, I digress. My point is that we just have to break it down. See exactly what you want to do. Break out the time. Another key thing is writing down things and making sure you get rid of anything that's not helping you work towards that bigger goal. So I know I'm going to reference just the business world right now because I've got some awesome business besties and we're all really in the same boat as we're getting ready to near the end of 2022, that we're all really going all in here at the end of the year. Like everybody's getting super laser focused because we have had goals. And if we're falling short on any of those areas, it's do or die time right now. So the same goes for you. Put some sort of sense of urgency. Maybe it is now that it's here at the end of the year. For whatever reason, this time of year tends to always kind of be a great motivator for me with making changes, acknowledging things. I love it. Just even before we gear up for the holidays, I like it. I don't know if it's just because I know kind of what to expect from a personal standpoint, whereas other times of the year, things kind of pop up here and there and can just throw me in a wrench whenever I get into a really good rhythm, a wedding, a surprise birthday, all these different things that happen throughout the year that we aren't really accounted for. But right now we kind of know here in the States what holidays are coming up. If you're Christian, you're accounting for your Christmas plans. There's things that are kind of set on the schedule from a personal standpoint, so you know how to accommodate and manage your time. So again, work on your beliefs. Look at the clarity. Third thing is focus. So focus. This is where you really have to get crystal clear on what it is that you want to focus on. And what I have found, and this is my wise business coach, is when we get focused, sometimes we think it's getting so crystal clear on things. A lot of times focus is eliminating stuff that is no longer working and no longer serving you. So I guarantee there's a couple things in your life that you are devoting and spending time and energy on that are not serving you anymore. Hello, Netflix. Hello, just any junk TV. Anything that's not fueling your brain with just good, healthy energy to help you achieve your goals, now's the time to eliminate it and get focused. So I know for me, I've really cut down on a lot of television. It's a pretty rare thing if I can sit and watch something. So count, even maybe just time track, think about just in the last week, how much time have you spent doing some activity that is not going to help propel you to where you want to go. So again, focus, which means releasing things that are no longer working for you. Faith. So faith is huge. I think faith is one of the biggest areas that the world is feeling right now. And I know I'm going all in and saying something that's so big and grandiose, but I do think that there's so much good versus evil going on in the world. And again, I know I'm highly sensitive. I'm very empathic, but again, just conversations that I have with other people, we're all feeling kind of the same thing. And so I think it's really easy to feel that push pull, the good versus evil, and break it down just in good versus evil, what's serving you in your life and how you are serving God and what that's going to look like for you for eternity. Again, if this is kind of out there for you, think about your intuition. What feels good? What feels right? What's in alignment with your soul? If it's not feeling in alignment, that's your cue to get rid of it. So you got to have that faith. And then just knowing that you're trusting that innate ability, that intuition, the faith that you're getting. That we can't just, I have a hard time describing faith because it's really something that it's a muscle. Like I think I just made some post about this on social media yesterday on TikTok or Instagram, but it's really faith is a muscle that we have to use and work every single day. And so if we're not using it, it's not going to get stronger. So you just have to really work on that mindset piece to have faith that things are, you need to choose the good. Choose the good in your life and just really eliminate anything that's no longer serving you. And some other things I have kind of listed down, and I've a lot of these are from You Are a Badass at Making Money, but any Jen Sincero books, she's just awesome. I'm going to put a link to her book, but in her books in here, I've read a few of them. And if you just kind of need a kick in the pants here at the end of the year, be sure to check out any of her books and just really help with that mindset piece and getting crystal clear on what it is that you want. So, decisive action, I say this a lot. I think this is even just on my homepage of the website. The universe loves speed, and the universe, God, we love speed. We love order, making decisions, within reason, but you just got to act. And then as we're stepping out, achieving things, you got to really just get out of your comfort zone and make decisions, move forward, and quit looking back. That this is one lesson that I've been learning this year, is that when we're moving forward, quit looking in the rearview mirror. Our past does not define us. We can know what's happened back there. Of course, as you're driving, you got to occasionally look in the rearview mirror and see what's happened, but you can't drive looking there. So the same is very true for you and where you're going in your life, what you're doing. Be looking forward, make the quick action and get going. Tenacity. Stick with it. You know what you got to do. And this is where the discipline, it's all going to start coming together, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there and do what you've got to do. Lastly, I want to just wrap all of this up with one big blanket statement, is gratitude. So if you don't have our goal setter and new habit list, which is free on the website, or a link here in the show notes, be sure to grab it, because I talk all about, and I have this all laid out and written out, but if you're going to make any changes in your life, or if this is one habit that I can just instill in you as an Unplanned Mom School listener, it is to get into the habit of practicing gratitude. It will not only change your life, it's going to help you reach your goals. And that might sound pretty counterintuitive, but I would just say follow the system that I have in the guide. And really what it is every single day, you're writing down 5 things that you're grateful for. It sounds completely ridiculous. And when I started doing this 3+ years ago, I thought, I had been hearing it for years and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to make the time. I thought, oh my gosh, can it really make that big of a difference? I can say the list in my head. It made a difference. I got tired of thinking I'll just think these things in my head because I would do it, then I would forget, or I would write down a really vague list and go to bed. I really didn't get into the habit of doing it until I just was like listening to all of these super successful people, and it's the one thing that they were doing every single day. Again, not going all scientific, but there are major reasons to why we need to physically write things down. So write things down, get a notebook, grab a scrap piece of paper, whatever it is, write down your 5 things. It's very simple. If you need help with this or want some ideas and prompts, grab the guide on the website or in the show notes. Then the second part to that You're going to write down your gratitude. And this is really where the kicker is. This is where everything's going to all come together. And if you could see me, I'm just making like this big, huge circular motion, because this is where the whole like continuum of all of these things is going to fall into place. Then you're going to start writing down every single day. You're going to write down your 10 goals as if they've happened. I have lost 50 pounds, or I lost 50 pounds and I kept it off. Sometimes grammar can trip me up. You're going to write this down, is my point. I am debt-free. I can retire by X. I own a certain, a vehicle, whatever it may be. Write down these things. I get a job at whatever. It's funny too, because I've been doing this 3+ years and I can look back, because to me, what this list to me has turned into prayers. And I'm going to talk all about prayers here soon, but the list of goals, they've changed. Doors open when they're supposed to, and doors close when they're not supposed to. They stay closed if they're not meant to be open. But it's really just spectacular. But there's something really that will change and is very, very powerful in your life. So as you're gearing up, getting ready to get rid of 2022 and you're stepping into 2023, and this is all really exciting to you, be sure to message us. We've got SOAR, which is available. It's our program, just really kind of an outline, baseline for everything that I teach, just looking at situations, opportunities, what action you need to take and release. That's available on the website, or again, just grab the freebie that's there and just start getting in this habit, and just let's see where it goes. Message me and let me know what changes have happened in your life. If you've been listening to this podcast from the very beginning and have implemented this, shoot us a message. Let us know what it's doing in your life, and just again, always rooting for you, praying for you, and just absolutely thank you so much for being here, and we will catch you next week. Okay, my sweet mamas, if you're tuning in and have got a friend's name that just keeps bubbling up at the top of your head as you've been listening to this episode, go ahead. I want you to grab that link, copy and paste it, and shoot them a quick text and just tell them that you were thinking of them. After all, we're all here to help each other. And if this episode resonated with you, there's a pretty good chance that something in it will resonate with them as well. This show is for you, so do me a solid. Go ahead, share it with that one person that comes to mind so we can spread the love to all of our sisters. And if you really, really loved it, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review. All right, thank you, my sweet friends. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you all next week. And if you need any more inspiration between now and then, come on over and check us out on TikTok. See you soon.